Well, a special edition of African Football Connect today, and the other one, petty reunion la, or what?
Of some sort.
Yeah, no, he was not there, ne? Midweek, he was cutting
No.
Uncle bonus, ne?
Maybe he was part of them.
One thing I know, I won Nedbank Cup with him. Johannesburg Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, 2008.
Yeah, against
that's
ACs.
one of
The first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only medal you've got from
That's
Sundowns?
the only medal I've got, yeah. Because Sundowns lost in the MTN8 final.
Yes.
First MTN8 final against Chiefs at Durban, yeah.
Oh, yes. I was Shaba. Oh, yeah. And that was a very interesting
that
one.
match I was talking about that it was supposed to be on a Saturday, it rained and then it moved to, I think, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you played in the first MTN8 final?
Yeah. Hey, that game. I remember one situation where last minute, Surprise supposed to finish. He decided to go with his chest to corral a ball and then it went through. Yeah.
So at that moment, I was sitting with Mambush.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, Masatsi, hope it's a surprise.
Yeah. Yes.
We've lost the match.
Godman, you'll put your house, your salary on Surprise scoring that goal.
Mambush said, if Surprise missed that chance, then you must forget about it.
And I think this is the time Lapo Uparera ebengazulutho mamutshela ngo surprise.
Yeah.
Always picked him.
But then who wouldn't pick him that time? He was just something else. One of the most underrated players at that time. And I don't believe like he got enough collapse.
Surprise me.
For surprise, you know, he should have been one of our most kept players in the country.
Yeah.
Before you continue about surprise, there was one time, I don't know if you were there training, so it was underwater.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you break to go there have water and then come back. So the coach says, they stopped and then go have water. So he kicked the ball, like poof, up in the air. So everybody turned to look at him because of the loud bang of the ball. The ball came like this. Just
I don't like to compare, and this is not about comparison.
Yeah.
You've played against Mshishi.
Yeah.
You've played with Surprise, and both players played for Sundowns. What is identical about their play?
You know, the pace of the game for them, it's like they are in the world of their own, Razo. Like they just take everything slowly but surely. It's like, you know, don't press, guys, don't press. It's like, you know, when you're playing something in slow motion, but then the action is continuing in real time. But then they just make their decisions that way, quick. But then bona ingati body reacts after, but then it works for them. They just calm the game down, and you can't get used to it. So even if you can say you study their games, you do everything, you can't just get used to it.
Yeah, but I want to come to this tournament. What makes MTN8 more exciting, especially if you're a Sundowns player, you know what yeah. But I want to take you back to Sundowns. The MTN8 is starting and everyone is looking forward to the tournament. As a Sundowns player, what are you looking at when you see this tournament?
You know, obviously it's the first competition where you get to compete for something that you can, I think, give you the bragging rights, and it gives you an opportunity, you know, to get some silverware into the season. A lot of people will say it's a curtain raiser to the season, and which I believe it's not. Is the season starts with MTN8 because it just sets the tone. When you start winning your games, maybe in MTN8, a lot of teams, you know, end up in respectable positions in the league. Like in previous seasons, you know, we saw teams losing the games, the first quarterfinals, and then they go on and lose almost like 4 or 5 games into the season, and which it makes you realize when it's very important to have a good start in the tournament. And then once we have a good start, we just set the tone and the confidence is up there, and now it gives you the upper end compared to the other teams that are not competing in the competition. Because now they still have to wait, and when you already have the momentum. But
Zizo, we're in a press conference format here. And I was saying to Legend, he's coming to our world today. And I was cool. I just want you to, what's your reaction to that presser? Because we had the moment during the week that we had, but then we realized that, man, the games were still playing.
Yeah.
And we spoke at length about the situation at Orlando Pirates. Now, having spoken about the situation there, what do you make of the press conference that you were part of and you just listened to and the responses of the coach?
A very exciting moment for the players, but as well for the fans. Two of the biggest teams, not only in South Africa, but in the continent, will play that game. So we are very excited to play tomorrow, and we hope to give a very good game, a very good show for the all supporters in South Africa.
But do you think it would have been an ideal way of approaching it to continue with the team that was there and do a gradual introduction of the new players in particular?
Look, it's very important to understand the size of the club and what we want to achieve. We have talented players, we have good players, big squad. Everybody is important, like I said, for the club, and everybody will get the possibility to compete and to show what is able to bring for the club. A lot of new players, of course. Our duty is to integrate them, to give them the opportunity to perform and to show themselves. But definitely, everybody is important this season for us. No, I can understand our fans. Our fans are happy. They love the club everywhere in the country, in the continent. They are passionate people. They are the 12th men. So in every big clubs in Africa, of course, when you start that way, we can understand the disappointment. But what we can promise them that is we are going to bounce back, and we are going to sweat on our shirt to try to represent the badge very well in the right way in order to bring them happiness. It's only the beginning.
Don't you weigh the risk that in all of that, looking into the Mamelodi Sundowns that is hot and cooking as well, that you play on Saturday? It could mean an early end somewhat?
Every game has its truth. Like I told you, if you are expert, like you said, in football, you could have seen a lot of interesting things that our players did. Of course, some things didn't went well, but we are here to work to improve ourselves. Every players are understand and on the starting block to perform, and it's what we are going to do and to bring the happiness for our fans.
Yo, Razo, you guys can be as honest as you guys want to be, because
Yes.
I believe that these questions are not from you, but then it's for the people.
The people,
It's for the
correct,
people, yeah.
correct.
So now I know that those questions are out there. It's just that maybe they don't get to the coaches. But then today I hear, hey, you guys can be mean. They're not mean, but then you savages. Right? So, but then I was really happy, Huti. The coaches were asked about his way of doing things at Orlando Pirates, especially by introducing so many young players and new players at that. And I came in a bit late. Maybe I didn't hear the rest of the questions. Yeah, but I think it needed to be asked to Roti, what's your thinking? What's the reasons behind your selection of players and all that? And I think he's under a lot of pressure as we see. I don't know when was the last time, remember Orlando Pirates starting the season with 2 losses in a row. And
I think it was during Bibu Mutombo's time or something.
yeah,
It's
it's a long time ago. And you look at the magnitude of the game that is coming over the weekend. Yes, we need everybody at their highest form, or maybe they must bring their A game, Razo. And I'm a little bit worried about the young ones at Orlando Pirates, especially the ones that have been starting the game. I'll talk about the right back, Razo. good player, Mashilwana, a good player. So we all know good Pirates don't just sign any player. For him to be there in Jar, it means that he's got something. So now he's been thrown into the deep end, and now the team is not doing well. Is he strong enough? Is he big enough to say that, no, I'm doing well, I can bounce back? Are the senior players also helping the new guys, saying that, you know what, we will bounce back? This is just a hiccup, but then it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot.
For me, I think the interesting thing would be to see, does he stick to his guns? Does he change?
Yeah.
That's going to be the interest. And there was a question from one of our colleagues here saying that, is he expecting that Sundowns, there was asked to the Sundowns coach that, are you expecting Paris to be different or to continue the way they continue? It's a difficult one for the Paris coach as to whether does he continue, he sticks to his guns, because must remember, if he continues and then he loses, that's another problem. If he continues and then he wins, of course everybody's happy. It looks like some sort of a redemption. That's the key thing that has been doing. And also, Vuyo, as having played professional people, will know. Guys like Bomabasa, even though they are professionals, you can't question them.
Correct.
Match sharpness, to go into a big game like this, having not played, just coming out of pre-season, it may be a very, very big factor. Or maybe they can arrange a friendly match for them today or tomorrow.
There's no time.
Just for them to, just for them to run. So those are, I think, that's the most important thing that I will be looking out for from the Paris coach.
But to what Mahlatsi is also saying, Legend, and when I talk about you, a true sense of the word legend, from Hellenic to Sundowns to Platinum Stars, and that's for me the longevity as well of you on the pitch. Swallows as well. How can I forget how close you came to winning that league title, 2012? You know, but we're talking about other players who have been there in terms of motivating the younger group. But now, yes, they want to motivate, but also they want to play.
True.
How difficult now is it to align that?
You know, Gazo, what I like about senior players, I mean, Kulma Ngama Hotman, where they know that, you know, the team is bigger than them.
Yes.
You know, where they've got the team's best interest at heart. This is where now you swallow your pride, Gazo, and you make sure that these ones that are playing, the young ones especially, they do well for the team. Because now you don't want your ego to be big so that now you want your name in front more than the name of the team. Because now it doesn't matter. As a senior guy, you have to sit down and then you reflect that who is more important now? Is it the group or me? Because now once you start putting yourself in front first, which means you are selfish, which means you don't wish well for the other guys that are playing. Imagine if it was done to you. So now as a senior guy, you have to make sure that these guys are motivated. By then, it's very difficult.
This is when leadership comes in.
This is where now leadership comes in. Gutibak is a senior guy. You're not a senior guy just because you've been long at the team. No, it's just because you can help others, you can carry the team, even if you are not playing. Because now, I understand I want to play, but then is it about me or is it about the team? If there's a younger player that is doing well or maybe is not doing so well and I think I deserve to play, let me go at home and then be angry at home by myself, close myself in the room and then I'm saying, raising questions and all that. But then once I get to training, my boy, you need to be at your best because now we need this victory. Once we win, Razo, they say Orlando Pirates or they say Kaizer Chiefs. Not that Vuyo Mere played well, but So what's the use of you playing well and the team loses?
You touched about the selflessness. I remember Coach Mangoba Mniti talking, he was at Sundowns, giving an analogy of the late Anangonga and Tapolomara.
Yes.
Saying, you know, they are competing for the same position. But the biggest coach of Tapolomara is not us, the coaches. So that's what you must do as a leader.
Exactly.
So that you must help the younger player because the rewards don't come immediately, they'll come later. When he goes to sign for Manchester United, he will say at a press conference in front of the whole world watching, say, I want to thank so and so and so. So the senior players must be selfless. Obviously, sometimes maybe you may not agree or disagree with the decision of the coach, but when a coach has picked up a team, whenever it's announcing on Friday morning or on Saturday or whenever, everybody must rally behind that team. And then let's see what's going to happen. The senior players or the leadership group, because you have a group of senior guys maybe one or two younger guys who are promising, who can be part of the leadership group
Yeah.
to rally behind everybody to make sure.
And Paris has got what I call the right mix of leadership.
Yeah.
When you look at the senior players in the team.
Yeah. For me, Razo, it's nothing wrong playing the new guys. But then I think the way you are introduced, it should be gradually. You know, I was watching a match yesterday, Kaizer Chiefs and Polokwane City, where this boy was man of the match, the young boy McCarthy. Eden McCarthy. McCarthy was gradually introduced, Razo. He was training with the first team, going back to the DDC. You see, and they don't play with 5 new players in the team. You see, even Marco now, look, as senior as he is, he was introduced gradually. Everybody might sit here and say, but he's better than Kos. But then you don't just throw him in the end. What's the philosophy of the team? Does he understand the culture of the team? So now you will introduce him slowly, and then he's introduced, creates a goal. Senior guys there that came in, the 4 subs, they created the goal, the team won. So now they should have been on the bench, according to others, sulking there that no, I'm better than that one. And then when it's your turn to play, you are still switched off because now your heart is not in the game.
We understand the challenges that Paris is going through, and maybe when there's a new technical team or there's a new coach, because in the case of Paris, it's not really a technical team, it's just a new head coach. You will say, okay, no, let him settle. But hey, now first leg, now semi-final, you know, and it's a pressure cooker time.
Razon, I think when he was approached by the chairman and his management to say that we are interested in you coaching Orlando Pirates, I think he might have got an idea of what it takes to be Orlando Pirates coach. I don't think now he's expecting to come and coach Orlando Pirates without pressure. Just in donning that jersey or being part of that team, you're under pressure.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to behave in a certain way. You have to produce results because obviously that's a big team in Africa. So now I'm not expecting him to say I'm under pressure. You've been under pressure all along, but then now he needs to come up. Why did Orlando Pirates sign him as a coach? Which means there's boxes that he ticked as a good coach.
Correct.
So now I think it's decisions, Raz. We are football loving fans. We will always judge from outside. What's going on during the week when he's with the players, and what we only see what's happening on match days. And even the boys that he picks as a starting lineup, we don't know what made them.
Maybe the high work rate in training.
Yes.
It's like penalty. Sometimes you get shocked someone to take a penalty, but it's killing them.
Thank you. So now, Razo, I think, first and foremost, he's got big shoes to fill after Coach Jose left. And now in this competition, they won it 3 times under Coach Jose. So now everybody's expecting Guti Pirates must do well. At least when he's bad, they let him go to the final. But then he's facing another team now. He's facing another team. Those ones, once they are in gear, I was over Egypt.
And you can see they are warming up now.
They're warming up.
If they kick, it becomes a problem. Because I remember last season in the league, Pirates won 7 matches in a row.
Yes.
And then at the end, it was more than 15 points.
Even TS Galaxy beat them last season. TS Galaxy beat them, and everybody was starting now to doubt them until Razo they were into gear. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but for you are Coach Cardoso now.
Yeah.
You smell blood. You see what's happening there. How do you go to this Paris team that's like this, that could be totally changed this weekend?
Whatever result we'll have to deal with in the second half. If in the second half or the second match we can go through, we'll take the first one. But we cannot, we can never say that a draw is good or is not a good result before we play the match and we see what kind of performance we do. So we can finish a game with the sensation that a draw is a good result or a fair result that we have to accept. But also we can finish a game and feel that we should have taken something more than a draw. So that's our approach, is arrive on the match, understand the moments that the match will have. For sure the match will have different moments that we have to manage. And it's up to us to keep that stability throughout those moments so that in the end we can have a positive result but that result expresses a good performance. That's what we want to do. That's our focus, to arrive on Orlando Stadium playing against a very strong team, but also show that we are on the level and we cannot outplay them or get a result that allows us obviously to proceed. We respect very much all the opponents in South Africa when we play matches. But the respect we need to have for the opponents is the respect we also want from ourselves and for ourselves. And we need to play matches with the intention to get results, positive results. That obviously allows us to arrive on the last stages of the competitions. In this case, it's a knockout stage to arrive on the final and be able to play that match that can give the trophy, of course. Yeah, I understand your question. It's not really something I relate with regarding the past. I never look at the past. I just want to write the future and live the present in order to write the future, let's say. I was not even here in South Africa when cups were played between the teams. It's the first time we're going to play each other on a cup match. And I believe that, as I said, that's why I stated before what I did, that this kind of matches is first whistle puts us in another dimension. And the team that in the match before has nothing to do with what will happen in these matches. It's a story that is completely different. There's a lot of emotionality behind, there's a lot of ambience around, there's a lot of players that on these matches they show themselves in levels that before they were not there. So I think what is important is that the team that wants to get a result must on these matches really show that a different standard and go to the best as possible as they can do. That's what I hope we're gonna do in these two matches. We need not to play one but two very competitive matches with the intentionality to be very competitive so that we can win more duels, we can have more ball, we can find the right spaces to play, we can aggress the opponent, we can cope with the aggressions that we're gonna suffer for sure, because the game, as I said before, will have different moments. And then the level of awareness to prevent suffering goals, and the level of awareness that allows us to, in the right moments, also to make ours. It will be for sure two very beautiful games with a lot of emotions, emotionality to deal. I hope we all, and people around, and the players, and the coaches, and the management, and everybody, and the referees also live the right emotions that must be lived in this kind of games, so that we have and we give South Africa two fantastic football games.
First things first, I will turn a blind eye at Pirates' previous two games. Turn a blind eye, it didn't happen, because that's a good side at any moment, Razo, and they do well in this competition. Like Bamahlatsi was saying, you don't know now who's going to come into the starting lineup. You see, they've got players that are capable of winning anything, and they've gave Sundowns a lot of problems in previous seasons. So now you go there, Razo, you try to motivate the players as much as you can, because we both know, everybody knows that we haven't seen the Sundowns that we know of last season, whereas when they put on, they are on neutral, they just go and things just happen. They're going to have to work hard, Razo, because we're hoping that this minor setbacks outside the field won't affect the team. Because now we hear that Ribeiro is leaving. We hear now the poor boy Ouaddou also is not at training, and Lodge also, Maseko now, and then you see all this.
also submitted something as
exactly all these minor things. So let's hope they won't distract the team. But then what I like about that team is that you can put in anybody into the team and they will just produce the results. Like Razo, the last time we spoke, we spoke about this boy Adams, man. He can replace Ribeiro, man, if he can just step up a bit. Just step it up a bit. Razo.
What's holding him?
I think he's still in his shell, Razo. As much as he's playing with good players around, we still need to see his individual brilliance. Yeah, he scores, yes, but then he's surrounded by good players. You want to see the Ribeiro type.
Usanala Sundowns factor.
Yes.
So maybe his heart, in terms of, is still in Stellies.
Exactly, yes. But then once he can come out of his shell, Razo, and let loose, let him let's build Mamelodi around him in maybe most of the games, because Ribeiro can be quiet for 2 seconds. When he shows up, Tatama defender 4 and then goes. Yeah, we need that because now we can't have that void that is left by a player at a team like Mamelodi. No, everybody must step in.
Because also the emergence of Adams will really relieve a lot of pressure on Tamba's one.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to sense that Tamba will get more and more involved this season. But the reality is that he's not going to play, 90 minutes.
No. And also, I think, through to what you're saying, Wanazizo, because also this is the AFCON season.
Yeah.
This is the World Cup season as well. And we know that Coach Hugo believes in Mshishi, and he qualifies with Mshishi to the World Cup. I see Mshishi coming back to the World Cup at I know.
Yes, I'm done.
I've got what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
Coming back from the World Cup. So, and also when you see even at Bafana Bafana, Adams has got his place there.
Yeah.
So he must really step up, as you say, here at Sundowns.
Yeah.
No, it's very important. I spoke to his former DDC coach at Stellies, Evangelos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly the best player is coached, and possibly the best player has come out of that Stellenbosch system. We had a discussion with the coach, Steve Bakker. He speaks very, very highly of him, and I think now he needs to unleash himself. I don't know what is holding him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's being a so-called small player, I don't know what, going to a big club. But he has been there for a season now.
Correct.
So he should know the inner workings of the club. He should have a better understanding with the coach and his teammates. He also, I think, somebody who has spoken in the past highly about just training with Tambazwani.
Sure.
So I think this is big season for him, and if he can start at this MTN8, he can set him up very nicely for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Lawrence. Lawrence. I'll check out how long is left. Oh, how long is left? Okay, no, check the camera. How many minutes in the camera?
Oh, the camera. It's 2024.
2024.
Yeah, it's rolling 2024.
Okay.
How long is it should go?
30. Then after 30 you start it again. And here?
It's 2030.
Okay, 2030. Okay. Just check for us when it's 30 it's gonna be up, ne?
He's wearing this stuff. Where's Keith?
Ngwali, khawuzapha man, khawuzapha nje just the last 10 minutes. Ya ufuna ukugade nje apha xa ithi 30.
Yeah, ndizawuza jonga 10 minutes.
Ku-21 ngoku.
I know 9 minutes like 21 so
Okay. Yeah, but I want us to go towards the prediction time now. But what are the battles coming to this game? And I know that we've got a situation where we don't really understand how Paris will approach it. But what are the potential battles for you that could decide? We know that also this is not the decider. This is just the first leg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to see on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of Orlando Pirates. It's going to be interesting because they're struggling with the right-back Mamelodi Sundowns. And I'm hoping they put Rele there. Hey, that guy's going to work. I hope they don't put Fawaz Bazardine because,
What do you make of that experimental?
And I mean, Razo, you've got a natural right-back sitting on the bench, and then half time you put in a natural right back because now you can tell Fawaz is not right-footed. Fairly so, you've done the job. The coach said you must go play there. You can't say no. You want to introduce yourself at Sundowns, so now you don't want to be a player that says I only compete for a left back position. So now you are thrown in there, but then there's a natural right back Razo on the bench.
Yeah.
So now what are you saying? Is the boy not good enough? You also you're killing the boy. The confidence goes down. So now imagine now going to face imagine going to face Rele Mofokeng at the packed Orlando Stadium, and then maybe they keep on changing with Apolis.
Different players, different problems. It can be.
So but then we know Sundowns is defensively I think they do well because they always have the ball, you know. And but then when they are challenged, and you have players that are giving them problems on the wings, that's where now it's going to be interesting for me, because now they need to sort out that right back position. I'm hoping more. I don't know how long is Morena out for.
Yeah, they are not saying really, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he'll be back.
Yeah, and I hope the boy now is already took out that thing ukuthi vele lo angamthembi out of his mind, because this is the big game, guys. We don't want to give now the coaches reasons to say that is why we didn't start you. All of a sudden now go to Kumbile when udlalanga, and then when it's times to play, they killing you or equally vela on your side. It's gonna be.
Yeah, it's interesting you're mentioning the right back that side, but also there's an issue even about the right back this side, because Polokwane City starts with Shandu.
Yeah.
Okay, he's been there, but then again now you have Mashilwane in the last 2 matches, and has not been well received by the fans. And sometimes I understand even the adaptation, because this is a player who's coming from the NFD.
Yeah.
You know? But I was listening to the coach talking about players who are not available. There's nothing about Diano van Rooyen, for instance, being injured.
You ask yourself questions, Razo, what's going on? There's something good in the fire. Because now even Van Rooyen, last season consistently playing and doing very well, Razo, doing very well. So now if he's not on the injury list, what's going on?
Yeah.
There's something going on, and that time, Razo, we don't have time for that. One of the seniors, he's a season campaigner, Van Rooyen. A game like that, of that magnitude, it needs players who are season campaigned. And yes, like we said, we want to introduce the young ones, but then there must be a way of introducing them, especially now. The boy is gone. For me personally, he's gone. He's gone. The supporters are on his case, and okay, if
you're saying we can't recover from this,
yes, Razolam. Okay, let's go now to Orlando Stadium on Saturday. You realize that anything now, we are like any mistake, anything, Razo, they are gonna be on his case. And he's a young boy. He's a good player. So now don't kill the boy, Razo. Give somebody experience. Van Rooyen is there. Shandu is there. They can cope under pressure, those guys. Yes. And they are established themselves already in the team. I don't think anyone will boo Van Rooyen, Razo, or Shandu. Because now they've produced results for the team. They've done well, they've performed. So now you'll tell into another perfect.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
For me, midfield.
The chef.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And I think wherever Master Chef is now, must be licking his lips, saying, no, I'm going there.
Yeah.
Also that thing of playing against
Sundowns.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But he's coming against very, very smart footballers. Tebza, Alende, those are very, very smart movers. A lot of experience.
And they know him very well.
So it's going to be very interesting there. I can also say, maybe just to get the crowd going, he will probably be tempted to play Patrick Maswangani.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Maswangani, when he does the right things, to spark Pirates into actions, he's always there. But I still am not convinced that Master Chef must be playing as a holding six. That's the reason for disaster, especially against this Sundowns team with so much experience, having been there, having played too many matches of consequences over the last while. You will have to find a way. I don't know how, what, but that midfield battle for me is going to be
interesting.
Legend, I just want us to close with because I deliberately don't want us to dwell on the prediction, because no. So Mamba next week. That's the real prediction we want next week. But you are also talking about you at Platinum Stars, and when you look at the profile of Platinum Stars, they're just like maybe Stellies, even as Sekhukhune. Especially. How they were strong at that time, challenging for the league title. And you look at this Sekhukhune team. This Sekhukhune team, it could be one of those seasons where they can win a trophy, because bane balance labantu.
Razonam, when you realize that you are there, ifana nokuba kusele maybe 2 games in a season, and then you're competing with number 1 and number 2. You don't want to let go, because imagine Razo, 28 games and you're playing 30 games with 2 games to go and then you throw it away. You realize when you call next season, you have to start pants. This is what we did Maseko Swallows Masizo promote. We set Namachita pants and then we were like, perfect. If we don't win it this year, imagine having to start, and it's not guaranteed. Most of us will be let go next season. So now, if we don't win it this season, Buffett is gone. So I mean, Sekhukhune, they must realize that they've done so well for the past 2 seasons or 3 seasons. So now they need to repay themselves. They've got nothing to show for it. So come on, Bana Mahotman Lapa. Untambo is won trophies at Orlando Pirates, Tabang Monare,
yes.
Team, you know, Keleto Makhalwa, Bretli Khobla. I mean, they must give these young ones an opportunity. Cardoso,
including the coach.
Exactly.
He's won even this trophy before.
Exactly. So now I think they are in a good space right now, like I said before. They can challenge anybody. The confidence is up there. So now they must just repay themselves this season, and they can start with this tournament. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. They need to work really, really, really hard, because that Stellies in Cape Town also. Yes. Something. It's something else.
Yeah. Remember what they did to the Sundowns last season?
Yeah. Women away.
Yes.
They are a team that sometimes they battle with consistency in a way. It's a team that can win one and draw and lose and draw. But if they were to be consistent enough, they can really try and put Sundowns. The same as Sekhukhune also.
Yes,
they are not consistent, and most of these teams have got this problem of not really pitching up against the so-called smaller teams. If you can take Sekhukhune or Stellies against with due respect, against the Golden Arrows or Emagesi, they will struggle. But you give them Sundowns, Pirates, Chiefs, they possibly beat them. So that consistency is very important.
Yeah, but also what I like about these 2 teams is, especially in the last 2 seasons, these are top 4 teams. You know, even now when you look at the MTN8, it's the top 4 from last season. But these 2 teams in particular, and this is one of, I'm not against the reaction what the Orlando Pirates coach is going through, but what I was trying to guard against, especially in the game against Sekhukhune, was that Sekhukhune, this was their 3rd win against Pirates in the last 5 matches. So there's nothing new in this result. You know, and this is the kind of a team that gives even Sundowns. And remember, they took Sundowns all the way to the Nedbank Cup semi-final. In fact, penalties in that game. So they have that. But I think when I look at Stellies and you look at even their results, they are yet to win a game since they started with the league this season. But also because of how their model is shaped, it also means that they've brought in new players. They still have to settle. And also on the other side, Ingati, they're just continuing with the momentum.
Like I always say, Razo, the spine of the team is very important. You know, once you start selling players that are consistently playing in the middle, they lost in Dooley. And then, you see, and now they're going to have to bring in somebody. That boy, Busaka, he's been there, but then he also, he needs to step up, or whoever, Tato Kiba. They need to step up and realize that, you know, the team is there. You can't now start saying, my confidence is, I'm trying to build my confidence now, because Sikhen Dooley was a consistent performer, then he was doing really well. So that's now, once you lose those kind of players, Razo, in the spine, the Traore, is it Traore?
Yes, the centre back.
The centre back, they lost him. Now, even replacing these guys here in the middle is going to be very important for the team. I think this is why it has an effect in the team now. That Toguti, yes, replace there. Or even if you know that Razoguti, you're going to sell people here. But that's what they are good at Stellenbosch. When they know that somebody's going to leave, they already have a replacement for those players that, you know, we're going to bring him this one or we're going to rob in this one. So now, I think for now, they are still struggling to adjust with the players that they lost.
No, I think that's a good point.
Because you've got to replace. And them, because they don't have the buying power, you've got to be smart. That's why I think them going to get that boy from, who was the top goal scorer, in the NFT.
Oh yes, from Hungry Lions.
He's a good player. He's at the right environment. He's with the right coach.
Yeah.
There is potential there that we can say top striker there.
Yeah. But he must just still settle because there's a difference between NFD and the top flight
and
football.
then he's not going to have pressure like he was playing for Pirates or Sundowns or Chiefs.
Yes.
There will be pressure to score goals because of the striker, but it will be less.
Yeah.
And I think he was also the player of the season in the NFD. Yeah.
Top player.
But just lastly on this game, Legend, especially when you talk about how Sekhukhune have been, and one of the questions I asked Linda Mtambo was, Sekhukhune has always been there creating chances sometimes, and I'm sure now you know those guys, the aggression in their play, but they've never had a proven goal scorer. Yes, Ohizu was there, he would score here, he'd score there, but now they've got Bradley Grobler.
Yes.
And you know, we've been focusing on Shalulile chasing Belon Vetter's record. As I'm pegang Grobler la.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's on 110, 111 goals now. But most importantly, he is scoring regularly. I think in his first 3 matches now, he scored 2 goals.
Yeah. Razo, just give the senior guys confidence, that confidence that you believe in them, and then you throw them in there. You're not saying to Bradley, you're going to play the whole game.
Yes.
But then if you can carry the team, yours is to score goals. And he's been doing that as a corner. The past 3 games, I think he scored 3 goals.
Yes.
3 goals. That's all you need from a striker, Razo, especially at this age. And what I like is that he's a new player, Razo. And then you come into a new team and then you just fit in like a glove. And then that shows now the importance of experience also. They signed team from Orlando Pirates. We know what he's capable of. And now they have Mokhalwa, they've got Mtambo, they've got Cardoso at the back. I mean, Razo, that team can compete in Africa, Razo. I mean, how much time, like I said, let them repay themselves. And obviously the management for the good signings and for trying, to sign quality players. They've got a boy also from TS Galaxy's Pure Mahlangu. He's a good player. So I'm hoping he comes in also and gives them that depth with wingers, because yes, even the boy that got man of the match, not fancy and all that, the typical Eric Tinkler player. You just kick the ball there. So I think one of the teams I would say I'll put my two Tinyana to go to the final.
No,
With Bradley Grobler, I just pray that he stays fit.
Yeah.
If he stays fit.
So it's more than how he gets managed.
Yeah.
He will, he will help them.
Yeah. I don't think you've said what you wanted to say. With Sekhukhune. Ingati Sekhukhune busho lapha phambili.
Razo, they've played him in Africa.
Yes.
They've got the experience, guys.
Yes.
But then Stellenbosch, we know they've won a Colin Blake level.
Yes.
In the past,
They were in the final also last season.
They were in the final also last season. Sekhukhune 4 seasons doing well, but then they've got nothing to show for it.
Okay. So by Tata this season.
Bafana, to come on, let's go, Bafana. I'm behind you.
Masanda wana, anizomlanda.
I'll give you a prediction before the second round.
Before the second round.
I want to see what's happening.
You see those other 2 guys? I'm leaving it to Hotman. I've made my prediction. But then obviously, Razo, you see the colors of the tournament. So it will be nice. They will blend in nicely with that other color. Pumulung.
What was actually 2008 when we lost it, the Wafa? What was the word? Because that was a new trophy back then.
Yes.
Let me answer that question. I went into the dressing room. It was OJ, it was him, it was Josta. Collins Mbuzime just joined, it was Brian. It was like there's a funeral. They just announced that someone has passed away. It was very, very bad. And I must also add, that was the last time, personally, I saw OJ Mabizala play football.
Yeah.
That final loss hit him very, very, very hard. He was never the same after that.
You know what was at stake, Razolam? That MTN8 million. Plus the president topping up on something. So you realize Namachita, and we play in Chiefs that time.
So
Chiefs,
president, top up. You're winning with your top up.
You realize ukuthi before siyodlala final, you look at your teammates, uthi ubheke equality ye dressing room. Uthi hala, hayi, Erazo lungisa imoto ngizoyilanda next week. And Erazo, that time we had an opportunity towards the dying minutes, 89th minute or 90th minute. No goalkeeper, goal line. Guess who was on the ball? There was a cross from Josta Dlata. Surprise, Muriri is there. Razo, I don't know what happened. He wanted to chase the ball in the net. He could have just, Razo, but then if it was anybody else, it could have been, we would choose Surprise to be the one that's at the end of that ball. True. Penalties out.
I am sure he felt bad shame after that.
Yeah, no, real bad, Razo, because him also, I think, Mrs. Pajeti, Mrs. Pajeti, and yeah. And buy something, but by start, by case, even. Yeah, to fix the garage.
I and put the blonde Vuyo in the time.
That tournament really broke us, because now obviously now is the first one of the season.
Yes.
So Christmas,
and it's the first ever MTN8 title.
Christmas was gonna come early. It always does for all the teams that win this competition.
Wafa Bafana. We are no Shava the other side. National team camp food. Yeah, no, I think on that note, it is what we have here on African Football Connect, coming live from the PSL headquarters. We were here for the press conference of Wafa MTN8. We're in the semi-final stage, going to the first legs. Asayazi ukuthi ke uzohamba kanjani Oauddou, because ayenza amanzi. Wow. Wow. On that note, to say Jambo Africa.